Yes, I know. I've been going for damn near a whole month. I know. I'm aware. I had a lot of shit going on. It was my birthday a couple weeks ago. And now we get to that point of the semester where professors throwing papers and projects like footballs and frisbees. But you're out of your mind if you think I wasn't going to spin back to celebrate the end of one of my biggest ops to walk the planet Earth. I saw the news the other day and I almost cried, y'all. We are finally free. I don't give a damn where he goes as long as it's far away. I'm scrolling on my timeline seeing all these tweets. Oh my God, what a legend. Oh my God, as much as he cooked us, he was such a great player. Oh my God, thank you for everything. Man, fuck him. Fuck that nigga. I almost went to the liquor store and caught me a bottle of Henny on the spot, bro. We need to find a way to make April 4th a national holiday. That man was doing utter bullshit. I'm talking about bare nonsense. His vision ain't even make sense sometimes, bro. The only way to explain this shit is serious dark magic. He's evil, bro. That's an evil dude. How do you even see these passes? Real shit. And it's one thing to see them, but to also execute them with the perfect weight over and over again. And then y'all let him get his hands on a 6'4" athletic freak with all-timer box instincts. Are y'all serious? Y'all better than me over there in England, bro. I would have planted grenades in the Etihad. I don't even want to think about what would have happened if KDB was healthier and you gave him a Haaland-type player back since 2017, bro. He genuinely would have breezed right past Giggs' assist record. The sheer number of chances from him that Sterling missed is insane. It was already bad enough that this nigga had binocular vision. Now, even if he don't really see shit, he can just say, fuck it, Haaland down there somewhere. The entire 2022 season, that shit was sickening to watch, bruh. And don't even get me started on the ball striking. We're talking about one of the best of this generation when it comes to simply putting your foot through the ball, and it's as simple as that. His goal catalog is literally insane, bro. At least 2/3 of them are bangers. Free kicks, weak foot, or from outside the box. Literally, what even is this? They should have dragged him off the pitch a long time ago, bro. He was out there just doing whatever. Speaking of his weak foot, that shit fake as hell. He doesn't have one, bro. He makes passes with his left foot that most players can't even make with a strong foot. Matter of fact, look at some of the goals this nigga scored with his so-called weak foot. Tight ass ankle and he still slipped it right under the keeper. Absolute piss missile at Stamford Bridge from outside the box, but I'm supposed to believe that's your weak foot. Sure, buddy. Another rocket from outside the box. Alright, bro. He can literally do whatever he wants with either foot. He's one of the most two-footed players ever. We have seen very few all-around talents like this in the history of the sport. Who the fuck curves a header to put his striker through? Who does that? That's not a thing, bro. That's not something people do. He's a weirdo. I swear to God, he had to go, bro. He had to. And they got the nerve to be talking about some, oh, I wish he could have played longer. Man, who? Count me out. What the fuck? It's like a Jewish person saying, man, I wish we got a couple more years of prime Hitler. Pass me the Casamigos, nigga. We getting turned. Go on somewhere, bruh. And don't let the door hit you on the way out. What Martin Luther King said? Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. And yes, we all know I'm a butthurt Arsenal fan. Yes, I'm salty because he's been spanking us for years. Over and over and over again. Yes, I'm salty because he dogged us home and away and basically slayed our title hopes in the 2022 season. It's not just us. There was probably parties thrown across Liverpool a couple nights ago. He done snatched titles from them. He's arguably the only Prem player of this generation that's completely stepped on Salah's legacy overall. I would be mad as hell too. It doesn't really matter where he goes now. His legacy is pretty much permanently stamped in Premier League history and in the history of the sport overall. And you could argue that his career didn't even get all the way to what it could have been. In the middle of his prime, after the best year of his career, he got a nasty knee injury that kept him out half the season. City won the league anyway, and the next season, KDB had one of the best seasons in league history, but he was slightly more injury-prone after, and by 2023 onwards, it was much harder for him to keep up physically. Back in his physical prime, he was one of the most complete midfielders ever. There's this idea floating around whenever KDB gets put in all-time conversations that he wasn't as complete as most other all-time greats in his prime, and it's utterly false. Prime KDB was the scariest attacking midfielder in the world and absolutely deserves to be placed with the greats of his position. Forget about his ball striking and goal catalog for a second. Let's leave that out of the discussion because that just makes it unfair for some other all-time greats. They can't hang. How many players are we putting over KDB ever in terms of straight up passing? Their vision, their versatility, all the different kinds they had in their locker. KDB perfected every single kind of pass you could imagine, whether it was a cross, a trivela, through balls, especially through balls. He's one of the biggest victims of nostalgia bias because a lot of old heads refuse to put his name next to Gerrard, Lampard, and Scholes simply because they're Gerrard, Lampard, and Scholes. When you really look at it, there's not a single argument for KDB not to be at that table with him. Not one. Whether it's trophies, whether it's skill, whether it's goal contributions, whatever it is. All right, all that glazing season is making me sick. I'm going back to hating, bruh. I guess I'll finish it off with I wish you well, but there ain't a single bit of sadness in my heart, bruh. Matter of fact, I'll help you pack your suitcase in May if you want. See ya. I don't know what City gonna do without him, bruh. Gundogan is on his last legs. Rodri just had one of the worst sports injuries you can possibly have. Silva is genuinely ass. They gassing Foden as the KDB replacement, but even if he were performing well this season, he doesn't really come close to filling the main roles KDB had. They're two different kinds of players. I'm assuming they'll just keep throwing money around until something sticks, but until then, it's going to be a bit of a rough period for City. And KDB hitting the road was just the final nail in the coffin. Congrats on a great career. You still going to hell for your crimes against humanity, though. Adios.